So now you can imagine in your mind how can it possible that we are not using the words, still we are able to pass the message. So these issues will be studied and discussed in this lecture. So our message shall be conveyed through the help of facial expressions, eyes, posture, gesture, voice quality, personal space, time and distance, and personal appearance. So these are the things through which we become able to pass the message or to perform the non-verbal communication. It is said that words speak less in comparison of the silence, or in other words we can say that silence speaks much more than that of the words. So this is a science, or this is a technique that should be mastered in order to gain the perfection. There is a writer, Patty Wood, who wrote the book about the body language, and in that book he says that the body language can yield the charisma. How the body language will create the charisma is not the topic of our discussion today. We will, before going to the main topics of our syllabus, I would like to draw your attention on some important terms. These terms may be asked either in your examination, or these are so much beneficial while you will do the higher courses, or if you are interested in the effective communication at that time, these will be useful for you. For example, we are talking about the body language. So this body language sometimes is said kinesics, Kinesics. So it is pronounced as kinesics. So in this we study of the message conveyed by body movements. So in other words, you can say that the study of the body language is the kinesics. So sometimes in examination, if they ask that kinesics is a type of communication, is a type of dash communication, so you have to give the answer that the body language. So it is the study of the body language, you can say that, in which we will study the movement of head, face, eyes, body, space and posture and gestures. And you will be surprised to know that the body gestures or the posture have different meanings in different cultures. So in this time of globalization, it becomes necessary for us to be acquainted with such type of knowledge, because in this time of globalization, there are the chances to work in a cross-culture environment. So we will also study those aspects. So first, I told you the meaning of the kinesics, and then second, the paralanguage. Paralanguage is made up of two words, para and language. Para means like, language means you know very well that. In Hindi, language means bhasha. So, para language means just like a language. So, in this, we will not speak. So, this aspect comes in the category of non-verbal communication. Sometimes we use signals, or you can say that sign, SIGN, sign. So, these are examples of paralanguage. Further, proxemics. Proxemics means personal space or the space language. For example, if two persons are standing, so by observing the distance between them, we can find out the nature of the relation. So, this distance between the two persons speaks a lot. For example, the close friends, if walking on the road, then the space between them will be very less. And if two persons are maintaining a gap, then it means that there is a formal relation between the persons. So we will study in detail this aspect also in this chapter. Further, chronemics. Chronemics is the study of how we use time to communicate. How we use time to communicate. So the time line will be studied in this aspect of body language. For example, the punctuality. If suppose a person is punctual, then it tells about the character of the person. Further, there are artifacts. Artifacts means the things which a person contains. For example, if this is my spec, if my spec is of a very costly company, or this spec is very costly, or if suppose my watch is very costly, or suppose if I am wearing a diamond ring, or if I am wearing the shirt of a top brand, then the other person will judge with these artifacts of mine that I belong to the upper strata of the society. So, these things which we have with ourselves known as the artifacts. So, with the help of these artifacts, the people make an estimation about our personality, or you can say that our haysiyat and auqat. You can say that. However, in olden time, the image or the respect was based on the virtues and qualification and education. But these days, nobody is interested in your education or your degrees, but what you have with you, your purse, your pen, your all things are a source of judgment about your personality for the persons. So this is the artifacts. Further, haptics, HAPTICS, or this word can also be changed with another, tactilics. Spelling is TACTILICS, which means communication through touch. The science of touch language is known as tactilics or haptics, because good touch has therapeutic type effect. For instance, if a mother pick up the baby, then the motherly touch makes the baby comfortable. Similarly, whenever we are in melancholy state or in doldrums, at that time if our friend pick up our hands or offer the hug, at that time we find some relief and some emotional support. Therefore, and you know very well that in schools nowadays girls are being taught about the good touch and bad touch. So this type of science is known as haptic or tactilics. So these were the terms. I thought that they may make you or they may serve the purpose to get the deep knowledge of the effective communication. Further, silence. As in the starting, in the beginning, I told you that silence also speaks. For example, if two persons are friends, for example, and one day if they do not talk, what it communicates, we can find out immediately that there is something wrong between them. Further, secondly, if suppose you propose your girlfriend or boyfriend, for example, and if there is silence, so in the olden time the meaning of the silence was treated as in affirmative. It was treated in affirmative. So you can say that sometimes the angry mood is also communicated with the help of the silence. Whenever we are angry with a person, then we adopt this type of our behavior. Further, the surroundings, our surroundings in which we are living or in which we are sitting also plays an important role, and the other persons also find out something about our personality. Or you can say that your surroundings also communicate. For example, if a person is living in slum area, so this surrounding communicates that the person is deprived of the finance. So these were some common terms. Now we start the main chapter, the main topics. Non-verbal communication through facial expressions. This is our first. First is our face. Our face is just like a mirror. It reflects what is going inside our mind. Therefore, our emotions are very well reflected on our face. Suppose if I am angry, then my face automatically become stiff, and there is my lips will also be tightened, my eyes will also be of a particular type. So the face conveys so much things, and according to an estimation, a human can produce 7 lakh different physical sign, and the face alone can yield 2.5 lakh expressions. How strange! 2.5 lakh is so much. Do the exercise at your home before the mirror. You will find out that you will be capable only to bring bring something on your face, only maximum 25. Try to do the acting of a state of angry person, or try to act like as a person who is feeling happy. So bring those emotions on your face, then you will find out that how it is difficult to act. So facial expression contributes 55% of the communication, and the verbal cues 7%, while the vocal cues 38%. Now, what is the facial expression? What is the verbal cues? Or what are the vocal cues? We will discuss it one by one. Vocal cues, which contribute 38% of the communication, means the inflection, or the rise and fall in our tone or in our style of the expression. For example, sometimes we try to clear our throat to indicate something. So we are, for example, I am giving you a traditional example of Indian country. In villages, in rural areas, the when father-in-law enters into the house, then he indicates with the clearing of throat, like as this sound says something. Further, hissing sound also tells something. Or there may be other types of sound from our throat. These type of sound often communicates the meaning behind the words, or you can say that much more than the words. When the words become helpless to convey our emotions, at that time this vocal cue plays an important role. There are many vocal cues, but three or four are important, like as the clearing of the throat, or rise and fall in our pitch or in our tone. So this rise and fall, this pitch, this tone, or this clearing the throat, the sound clearing the throat contribute the vocal cues. Similarly, verbal cues means to say something behind the words. For example, if I am delivering this